chords actually. So we're doing a breakdown of dominant chords, diminished chords, and this lick right here. Right? So I'm doing a breakdown of dominant chords, diminished chords, this lick, and how you can apply them in simple songs and progressions. Right? So let's dive right into it. First of all, I'm taking the dominant chord. So what's the dominant chord made up of? It's made up of a major triad being on the key of C. Sorry. That's the scale for the key of C, right? So the dominant chord is made up of the C major triad and a flat 7, right? Or C, E, G, and B flat. That's if you're on the key of C. But I don't use the names of the keys to identify them, because you can always play it on all keys. F sharp, right? Play it on F sharp dominant. Sorry, that's F. This F sharp. Play it on C, right? C sharp. You just have to talk while I'm playing, sorry. Excuse me for that. But dominant chords made up of the C, E, G, and B flat, right? So that's practically it on dominant chords. So let's learn how to apply it in a song. Let's just take this song. You were Alpha and Omega, Omega. We worship you, our Lord. You are worthy to be praised. Right? So let's apply the dominant chords and I'll break it down. You were Alpha, right? Omega. So I added a few dominant chords and a diminished, few dominant chords and some diminished chords. I also break the diminished chords down below, right? So the dominant chord. When did I play dominant chord? You were Alpha and Omega, right? So that's from the 1 to 4 to 1. So I played the dominant chord when I was going from the 1 to the 4. Oh, how did I get the chord? How did it sound so nice? How did he figure it out? It's actually a simple concept, right? I like to say it, I got it from the circle of fifths. The circle of fifths. I also do a video breaking that down, another video. But the circle of fifths, what's it about? Let's say we're on the key of F. To get a dominant chord that I feel makes sense, right? You take the fifth of that key. So now being on F, the fifth of F is C. So we know that if we want to play F, or we need to go to F, we can always play a C dominant to F, right? Let's try it on G. What's the fifth of G? So that's D. Meaning you need to play a D dominant, right? That's how I just think of dominant chords. I think about it like this: being on C, and I know my next chord is, let's say for example now you're Alpha and Omega. So now I know I'm moving from the 1 to the 4. So I think since 4 is my target chord, what's the fifth on the diatonic scale of the 4? And the 4 is F. So I know it's C. And I'm already on C. So I just play from root, dominance, then to my target chord, right? You can also try it for G, that's the 5 on on C, right? So what's the fifth note on G? Diatonically, right? That's D. Right, so you play. These are simple ways, passing chords that you can add when going from 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 2 to... You can just use them. It's unlimited. It's just unlimited. So let's say we're going to the 5, right? Or the 6. You know, usually when going from the 1 to the 6, people like to run it down. Right? That's 1, 7, 6. That's nice, alright? Because you're just going down diatonically. But you could also do it like this. Sorry. Right, so what I play there is also a dominant chord. So think we're moving from the 1 to the 6, meaning the 6 is our target chord. So what is the fifth note on A? Is E, right? It's E. Right, so I mean I just played dominant or sorry. That's, you can also voice it that way. Instead of going that high, you can just voice it within this range. So that's just dominant chords, how to apply them. You look at your target chord from the root, from the chord you are in, right? Let's say, for example, I'm going to the 2, right? On the 2, that's D. What's the fifth of 2? Of D, sorry. We know it's G. So you can play. Sorry. Right? So I just played the dominant of the fifth of that key. Okay, sorry. My bad. It's not G, it's actually A. My bad. Right? So now we're moving to 2. So we can do this. Right? That's just it about dominant chords. Or we can do. So what I played there, I just played A major. Right? That's where I played there. So that's how to use dominant chords, how it's built, practically everything. You can also play ninth, C9. That's the dominant, and also adding the ninth. So what's the ninth on the key of C? So count it up: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 2 is a 9. So you can play like this. Those are chord extensions, how you can add them. How you add them into your dominant 7, your major chords, your minor chords, right? You have major 9, major 13, major 11, sharp 5, flat 5. There are a lot of them. So that's it for dominant chords actually. So let's look at diminished chords, because I know I played some diminished chords in the song. So let's take the song again. You're Alpha and Omega. I talked about the dominant already, so let's look at the diminished. The diminished chord can also be seen in a dominant chord. Taking C dominant, right? Removing the root notes, right? This is E diminished, right? gotten from a dominant chord. That's how I think of it, of diminished chords. It's gotten from dominant chords. So how do you apply diminished chords in a song? Take for instance, you are alpha, right? And omega, right? Normally when we're going to the 4, we used the dominant of C to the 4. Well, if you don't want to use the dominant, be like, oh, what can I do? What else can I do to make it more spicy, like more intense? You can add the diminished, your alpha, right? So there's the difference here. And so what I do there, I just simply took from the dominant, I just took the root, that's C, took it off, and I moved it to E, right? To make E diminished to the 4. So I usually use diminished chords when I'm moving, like when I'm moving from a chord. Take for instance 1 to 5, right? So you'd be like, where does the diminished come in? Do I play it before the 1, before the 5, or after the 5, right? But what I see is that the diminished chord is actually played, right? That's how I got it, or that's how I usually understand diminished chords. You take your target chord. So let's say we're moving to 6. Yeah, 6. From 1 to 6. I talked about doing this, right? So that's also dominant, but if you don't want to do that, you can also do the diminished, right? So these are all worship chords you can add in your worship play, right? So you can just add it to your bag. So back to what I was saying, your target chord is the 6, and you need a diminished chord to play in between the 1 and the 6. So how I think of diminished chord is that since my target chord is 6, what's the note immediately before it? Right? Immediately before it, that's a semitone down. That's A flat. So what I do, I play the A flat diminished. Right? Or let's say we're going to the 2. So you think, what's the note directly before semitone? C sharp. So that's C sharp diminished. Or to the 3. Sorry. Right? Or we're going to the 4. To the 4, right? So what's our target chord? 4. What's the note? The semitone down? E, right? So we play the E diminished. So that's how I usually think of diminished chord. I play the note below, the semitone below of my target note before hitting the target note. So let's add that in your alpha. Your alpha. So I added the diminished chord there, 1 to the 4. When I was going from the 4 to the 2. Right? Sorry. You are worthy to be praised. Right? So that's practically how I see diminished chords. You can also do diminished 7, right? You can also add that instead of that if you want to make it more spicy, like I said. add the diminished chord. That's the diminished 7. You can add it when you're going to now. Take for instance 1 to 4, right? 1 to 4. And now our target chord is 4. So what do we play? E diminished 7. So that's right. Kind of makes sense, right? So what I play there, I was going to the 5 from the 1 to the 5. So I just played the diminished before. F sharp diminished. So that's it for diminished chord. Then the lick. We worship you are to be praised. Right? The lick, what I play there. Right? So what's the first one? That's G diminished. You see how there is a diminished lick actually comprises of diminished and minors. So that's G diminished, E diminished. So F minor, right? That's F, A flat C, then F minor again. I think in second inversion. Yeah, in second inversion. So then go back to the E diminished. So that's C sharp diminished. F minor again, but in second inversion. So that's what I play there is F sharp minor again in first inversion. Then I played F sharp minor over F, right? So what I played there, C major add 2, right? Or add 9. That's C major triad. Then add the second one over G, right? So I'll take that again. That's also a nice way of playing your 1, ending on the 1, so making it some block chords, right? You can also use this for major 9, 11, sharp 11, sharp 11, 13. Sorry, that's C major 13, sharp 11. The sharp 11. Let's take that again. You were alpha and sorry. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake there. I'll take it again. My bad. You were alpha and The major 13 doesn't really sound nice as the last chord or the last chord you play when ending a song. But the major 9 are worthy to be praised. That sounds better, right? So that's practically it. The dominant, diminished, and the lick. So that'll be all for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. It does a lot for me, it does a lot for you, because when I upload a new video, you always get to see it every single time. So you like, you subscribe, you comment, drop your comments actually, because that's quite helpful. It lets me know what you guys think of my videos, if we're progressing, the next step to take, because the aim of this channel is to make sure you all play the keyboard advanced, right? Everyone must be able to play the keyboard advanced. If you're doing it, like they say, what's worth doing is worth doing good. So at the end of this video, or at the end of this channel, everyone must be able to play the keyboard in advanced mode. So that will be all for now, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and the next video will be coming out shortly.